So this is my 1995 Volvo 960. It's the 3-liter model, automatic, 204 horsepower. This is one of the more rare Volvos on the market from the 90s. As you can see, it reminds you of the 940. It's actually built on the same platform as the 940 and the 740. But underneath the skin, it's a pretty unique Volvo. As you can see, the rear looks almost exactly like the 940, except this bumper, it's the same color as the rest of the car. You can see the handles are the same color as the car as well. But if you go back to the front, it looks completely different. It reminds you of the V70, S70 models. Actually, the indicators are exactly the same as the V70. I got the 15-inch V70 rims, repainted gray. The car is pretty dirty right now, and you might think it's exactly like a 940 but with a bigger engine, but it's not. It's got a completely different suspension. The rear axle is not a solid rear axle as the older Volvos got. This one actually has a split rear axle with independent suspension. This one got a locking differential as well. I think it's standard with the 960. And the front suspension too it's not the same as the 940. You know, they're quite famous for not having the best handling, but the front suspension on this one reminds you of the 850 V70. It's got a completely different contact with the road, the way it handles. And if we look at the interior, I like it as well, because as you can see, it doesn't look like a normal 940. The interior on my car isn't the best shape, probably not the best color too, but I do like the steering wheel. It's as the same as the 850, and what I like a lot is the indicator and the windshield washers. They're exactly like on the 850. I don't like the 940, the 740 with the thinner levers that are up here. You know, when you're driving, you're holding the hand here. You can just indicate like this instead of having the hand up here. This one has cruise control as well. It's working, which is very nice. And the dash here reminds you of the 850 as well. I got the original stereo with I like this with the equalizer. It's a bit of a 90s luxury. It's got AC too, but isn't working on this one. You also got the cassette player, which I've got an auxiliary source connected to. These one are quite famous for not working. They're not working in my car either, so it's quite common. Got electric windows and electric mirrors. Those are working. So let's pop open the hood. See the beast. This is actually the first Volvo modular engine, which is a very famous engine. As you can see, it looks like the engine from the 850, but with an extra cylinder. These shock things, dampers, are not so good on mine, but what's very neat with these Volvos is you can lock it in this position so it's standing right up. And this engine, it's a very cool engine. It's a very fun car, and I think it fits this car in a way, but the engine is quite a disappointment, to be honest. It says it has 204 horsepower. Maybe mine is just more, what would you say, tired than other versions, other examples of this car. The fuel economy is, you don't want to buy this car if you're driving a lot. It's almost 1.5, 15 liters per 100 kilometers, which is not cheap. Actually, in Sweden we have the highest tax on gas in the world, I believe. It's insane. But yeah, this is the engine. It's quite a beast anyway. It's very fun to drive, and with the locking differential, it's very fun here on the snow. Even though it's an automatic, you can have a lot of fun in this car. This car also comes as a station wagon, which is pretty cool. If we go back to the trunk, inside the trunk it's exactly like a 940. Nothing special, except we have a, what do you call these, CD. You can put 6 different CDs in this. Just pop this out and put your CDs in here. Then you put it back, which is pretty cool. Mine works too. Had a few different CDs in this, but I'm about to sell this car, so I thought I'd do a bit of a review. I've owned 6 Volvos from the 90s, actually one from 88 too. I owned a 740, 940, 940 Turbo, 2 850s, so I own quite a different Volvos, and I think this one is like, it's all the Volvos, take the best from everyone and put them into one car, and you got this. It's the perfect Volvo, except for the fuel economy. That's the bad side of it. So that was my review of the car. Thank you for watching.